Let's be honest, figuring out if a man is secretly attracted to you can feel like solving a mystery. You catch a glance, hear a small comment, or notice a subtle change in his behavior, and suddenly you're left wondering, is this something or am I overthinking it? This uncertainty can be thrilling but also frustrating. Society often tells us that men are straightforward, but the truth is, many men hide their feelings, whether out of fear of rejection, nerves, or simply because they think it's the right thing to do. So, how do you crack the code and uncover his secret attraction? That's exactly what we'll explore today. In this video, I'm not only going to share the 5 clearest signs that he's secretly into you, but also help you decode the deeper meaning behind each one. By the end, you'll feel empowered to interpret his actions with confidence and make the next move, whether that's reciprocating his interest or choosing to move on with clarity. So, if you've been searching for answers, this is your moment to discover them. Ready to dive in? Let's begin. 1. He finds reasons to be around you. Picture this: you're at a party, and he just happens to end up standing next to you in a crowded room. Or maybe he's always offering to help you with random tasks, carrying groceries, fixing your laptop, or even walking your dog. It seems coincidental, right? But here's the truth. When a man is secretly attracted to you, he doesn't leave it to chance. He creates opportunities to be near you. The question is, are you noticing them? Subtle proximity is one of the most telling signs of hidden attraction. Why? Because it's a low-risk way for him to enjoy your presence without openly confessing his feelings. It allows him to gauge your reaction and feel closer to you emotionally, all while keeping his intentions under wraps. It's like a dance. He steps closer, waiting to see if you'll let him stay in your orbit. But here's the twist. This kind of closeness isn't always obvious. He might lean into your personal space during conversations, brushing it off as casual or even accidental. Maybe he'll suggest group activities, but somehow you two end up spending the most time together. Even in a professional or casual setting, he'll find ways to align his schedule with yours or linger in places where he knows you'll be. So, how do you know if it's intentional? Pay attention to patterns. Does he consistently show up when you least expect it? Does he make excuses to prolong your interactions, even over something as simple as asking for advice or chatting about a shared interest? If the answer is yes, it's time to ask yourself, why does he keep choosing to be around me? Now, let's take it a step further. Stoic dating principles remind us to approach situations with emotional balance and clarity. In this case, observing his actions without jumping to conclusions is essential. Men who practice stoicism often value intentionality in their interactions. If he's intentionally positioning himself close to you, it's a strong indication that his feelings run deeper than friendship. But here's the challenge. Men aren't always aware of how obvious their behavior is. What might feel subtle to him can be glaringly obvious to you, or vice versa. This is where emotional intelligence comes into play. Start noticing not just his presence, but the way he acts when he's near you. Is he attentive, relaxed, or does he seem nervous, like he's trying to keep his feelings in check? These small nuances can reveal volumes about his intentions. And let's not forget about energy. Have you ever felt someone's presence without them saying a word? That's the unspoken power of attraction. When a man is drawn to you, his energy shifts. He may smile more, fidget nervously, or become hyper-aware of what you're doing. Even his tone of voice might soften, almost as if he's subconsciously trying to communicate his interest in a non-verbal way. So what can you do with this information? Here's a tip. Acknowledge his effort. If he's finding ways to be around you, engage with him. Use his proximity as an opportunity to build rapport and deepen your connection. If you're unsure about his feelings, a little flirtation can go a long way in testing the waters. Something as simple as holding his gaze a little longer or smiling warmly can encourage him to take the next step. But remember, this isn't just about him, it's about you. Are you comfortable with his presence? Do you feel excited when he's around, or does his behavior feel overwhelming? Attraction is a two-way street, and understanding your own feelings is just as important as decoding his. By staying true to yourself, you'll navigate this dynamic with authenticity and confidence. In Stoic dating, the key is to remain present and grounded. Don't let assumptions or anxieties cloud your perception. Instead, observe his behavior with curiosity and an open mind. Whether he's consciously or unconsciously drawn to you, his actions will speak louder than words. So, as we wrap up this first sign, ask yourself, is he making an effort to be close to me even when he doesn't have to? And how do I feel about it? If the answer is yes and you feel a spark, get ready to explore the next sign. Things are about to get even more revealing. 2. He engages in deep or meaningful conversations. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how some men seem to ask just the right questions, or how they manage to steer even the lightest conversations into deeper, more meaningful territory? It feels intentional, doesn't it? Almost as if they're trying to uncover something unique about you, something no one else sees. If you've experienced this, it's likely one of the clearest signs that a man is secretly attracted to you. When a man likes you, he isn't satisfied with superficial conversations. He doesn't just ask, "How was your day?" Instead, he'll want to know what made your day special, what challenges you faced, or even how you felt about the events that unfolded. Why? Because deep conversations build emotional intimacy, and for a man who's secretly drawn to you, that connection is irresistible. So how does this work in practice? It often starts small, almost unnoticeably. Maybe he begins by asking about your hobbies or interests. But soon, the questions grow more personal. What inspires you? What's your biggest dream? Have you ever had an experience that changed your perspective on life? At first glance, these might seem like casual curiosities, but let me tell you, these are strategic moves. By engaging in meaningful conversations, he's trying to create a space where the two of you can connect on a level that transcends surface attraction. But it doesn't stop there. It's not just about what he asks, it's about how he listens. When a man is truly attracted to you, he'll be all ears. You'll notice how he leans in when you speak, his body language signaling that he's fully present. He won't interrupt or let distractions pull his attention away. In fact, he may even echo your words back to you, not just to show he's listening, but to make sure he understands you completely. It's almost as if he's saying, "I want to know every detail about you." Now, let's pause for a moment. Have you ever caught yourself wondering, why does he care so much about my thoughts and feelings? This isn't just a polite gesture. When a man seeks out deeper conversations, it's his way of saying, "You matter to me. I want to be someone you can trust, someone you can share your world with." But here's the catch. This kind of interaction can sometimes feel overwhelming, especially if you're not sure how you feel about him. It's one thing to have a lighthearted chat about movies or music, but discussing your fears, dreams, or vulnerabilities, that's a different level of connection. And guess what? That's exactly what he wants. For a man secretly attracted to you, peeling back those emotional layers is his way of building something real. It's his way of standing out. Think about it. How many people in your life truly listen? How many people care enough to dive deeper, to ask the kinds of questions that make you pause and reflect? Chances are, it's a small number. That's why his efforts stand out. And the beauty of Stoic dating lies in appreciating these moments of connection without rushing to label or analyze them. Men who value Stoicism often see meaningful conversations as a gateway to understanding not only you but also themselves. Here's another clue to look for: how he reacts when you open up. When you share something personal, does he respond with empathy and curiosity? Does he ask follow-up questions to show he's genuinely interested? Or better yet, does he reveal something personal about himself in return? This exchange of vulnerability is key. It's not just about him uncovering your story. It's about creating a safe space for both of you to connect on a deeper level. But what if he's not naturally a deep conversationalist? What if he's nervous or shy? Don't worry, the signs will still be there. Even in light conversations, he'll look for ways to steer things toward topics that matter to you. He might bring up something you mentioned days ago, showing that he's been thinking about it. Or he might ask for your opinion on something important to him, like a career decision or a family issue. These are subtle yet powerful indicators that he values your perspective and sees you as someone he wants to share his world with. Now let's take this one step further. Imagine you're talking to him, and you notice he's smiling at something you said, not just with his mouth, but with his eyes. You know that look, the one that says, "I'm completely absorbed in this moment with you." That's a sign of genuine attraction. He's not just listening to respond, he's listening to connect. And when a man is this tuned in, it's hard not to feel that magnetic pull. But here's the question. How do you respond when he engages in these deeper conversations? Do you match his energy, opening up and sharing more of yourself? Or do you keep things guarded, unsure of where things might lead? Remember, Stoicism teaches us to remain balanced and intentional in our interactions. Instead of overthinking, let the conversation flow naturally. Be present. Notice how he makes you feel. If his curiosity feels genuine and his interest makes you smile, lean into the moment. Let him see the real you. One of the most beautiful aspects of meaningful conversations is the way they build trust. When a man is secretly attracted to you, he knows that trust is the foundation of any strong connection. By investing time and effort into understanding you, he's showing that he's not just interested in your appearance or your charm, he's interested in you. So, as you think about the conversations you've had with him, ask yourself, does he go beyond small talk? Does he make me feel heard, seen, and valued? If the answer is yes, chances are he's hiding his feelings behind those thoughtful questions and attentive listening. Before we move on to the next sign, I want to hear from you. If this resonates with your experience, like this video and comment number 1 below. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights like this. We're just getting started. Let's dive deeper into the next sign in a moment, where we'll uncover another layer of his hidden attraction. 3. He gets protective of you. Let's pause and think for a moment. Have you noticed him stepping in when you need help, offering solutions to your problems, or looking out for you in subtle ways? It might seem small, a quick text to make sure you got home safely, standing close to you in a crowded room, or defending you when someone makes an offhand comment, but these actions speak louder than words. When a man is secretly attracted to you, his protective instincts kick in almost without him realizing it. Protection is a powerful form of attraction. It's deeply ingrained in human nature. When a man feels drawn to someone, there's an almost subconscious urge to ensure her safety, comfort, and happiness. This doesn't necessarily mean he's stepping in like a knight in shining armor. Instead, his protection often manifests in quieter, more meaningful ways. The question is, are you noticing them? Let's break it down. One of the most telling signs of his protective nature is how he reacts when you're in a challenging situation. Does he step forward when someone is rude or dismissive toward you? Does he offer to help solve a problem you're facing, even if it's something as minor as a broken phone screen? These gestures may seem small on the surface, but they reflect a much deeper feeling. I care about you, and I want to be there for you. You might be wondering, but isn't this just being polite? How do I know if it's more than that? Here's the difference. Politeness is generic. It's something people do out of basic decency. But protection rooted in attraction is specific. He's not just being polite, he's being present. He's tuned into your needs, anticipating what might make your life easier, and offering support without being asked. It's in the way he pays attention, noticing the small details that others might miss. For example, have you ever mentioned feeling overwhelmed at work, only for him to check in with you later, asking if things have improved? Or maybe you casually mentioned you're not feeling well, and he suddenly shows up with soup, tea, or advice about how to recover. These are not random acts, they're intentional. They're his way of saying, I see you and I want to make things better for you. But let's dig deeper. Protection isn't just about physical safety or solving problems. It's also emotional. When a man is secretly attracted to you, he'll go out of his way to ensure you feel supported emotionally. Maybe he's the first to notice when you're upset, asking, are you okay? Or perhaps he becomes your cheerleader, encouraging you to pursue your dreams even when you doubt yourself. He's not just standing by, he's actively trying to lift you up. Stoicism plays a fascinating role here. Men who practice Stoicism often embody a calm, steady presence. They don't panic in the face of challenges, instead they respond thoughtfully and deliberately. If he's drawn to you, this stoic strength will shine through. He won't overreact or make dramatic gestures to prove his feelings. Instead, his protective nature will come across as grounded, intentional, and dependable, qualities that reflect a genuine and lasting attraction. Now, let's talk about physical cues. Have you noticed how he positions himself around you? Men who are secretly attracted to you often adopt a protective stance without even realizing it. For instance, he might instinctively walk on the side closest to traffic when you're on a busy street. Or in a social setting, he might place himself between you and someone he perceives as a potential threat. These unconscious behaviors reveal his desire to shield you, even in subtle ways. But protection also shows up in the way he prioritizes you. Think about it. Has he ever rearranged his schedule to be there for you? Maybe he's offered to pick you up from the airport late at night or canceled plans to help you with something urgent. These sacrifices, no matter how small, indicate that he values you enough to put your needs first. And when a man consistently does this, it's a clear sign that his feelings for you run deeper than he's letting on. Here's something else to consider. How does he react when you're around other men? Does he seem a little more attentive, even slightly tense? This isn't about jealousy in the toxic sense, it's about protectiveness. He might not say it outright, but his body language will often give him away. A lingering glance, a shift in posture, or a sudden increase in attentiveness are all signs that he wants to ensure you feel safe and valued, even in the presence of others. But what if he's naturally quiet or reserved? Does that mean he's not protective? Not at all. Quiet men often show their care in ways that are easy to overlook. For instance, he might send you a thoughtful message after a tough day, reminding you that you're not alone. Or he might offer practical help, fixing something for you, giving you advice, or simply being there when you need him. These quieter acts of protection are just as meaningful, if not more so, because they come from a place of genuine thoughtfulness. Let's pause here for a moment. How does all of this resonate with you? Have you noticed these protective tendencies in someone's behavior? If you have, it's time to reflect. Do these actions make you feel safe and valued? Or do they sometimes go unnoticed in the busyness of life? When a man consistently shows up for you, even in small ways, it's his way of building trust and connection. And trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. Before we move on, I want to hear from you. If this resonates with your experience, like this video and comment number 1 below. It's your way of saying, yes, I see the signs. And if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights into attraction, relationships, and Stoic dating principles that empower you to navigate love with confidence and clarity. There's so much more to uncover, and the next sign we'll explore is one that might surprise you. Stay tuned, we're just getting started. 4. He compliments you in specific and thoughtful ways. Let's be real, compliments are everywhere. People throw them around casually. You look nice, great outfit, cool haircut. But when a man is secretly attracted to you, his compliments hit differently. They're not just generic or surface level, they're deeply thoughtful, specific, and, most importantly, they make you feel seen. So how do you distinguish between casual politeness and a compliment rooted in genuine attraction? That's what we're diving into next. Think back to the last time he complimented you. Was it about something obvious like your appearance? Or did he notice something others might have overlooked? Your laugh, the way you carry yourself, or how you light up when you talk about something you're passionate about? This attention to detail is one of the clearest signs that a man is drawn to you on a deeper level. Here's the thing. When a man is secretly attracted to you, he doesn't just focus on what's visible to everyone else. Sure, he might tell you that you're beautiful or that you have an amazing smile, but he goes beyond that, noticing the unique qualities that set you apart. Maybe he compliments your intelligence, your sense of humor, or even how you handle stressful situations with grace. These are the kind of compliments that stay with you because they feel personal and sincere. But why does he do this? It's simple. Specific compliments are his way of showing that he's paying attention, that he sees you in a way others don't. Attraction isn't just about looks, it's about connection. And by highlighting what makes you special, he's signaling that he values who you are, not just how you look. Let's dig deeper. One of the most telling signs of secret attraction is how often he gives these thoughtful compliments. Does he make an effort to uplift you when you're feeling down? Does he notice and acknowledge your efforts, whether it's a project you're working on, a skill you've been mastering, or even how you've styled your hair that day? If so, he's not just trying to be nice, he's actively looking for ways to make you feel appreciated. But it's not just about frequency, it's also about timing. Pay attention to when and how he delivers his compliments. Are they spontaneous, like he can't hold back how impressed he is by you? Or do they come in moments when you least expect it, like when you're feeling self-conscious or unsure of yourself? These moments are important because they show that his words are more than just flattery. They're an attempt to boost your confidence and let you know he's in your corner. Let me ask you this: how do his compliments make you feel? Do they catch you off guard, leaving you wondering, how did he even notice that? That's because genuine compliments aren't rehearsed or forced, they're authentic. And when they come from a man who's secretly attracted to you, they're almost always backed by actions. Maybe he praises your creativity and then encourages you to share your ideas more boldly. Or he admires your independence but still offers to help when you need it. Compliments like these aren't just words, they're reflections of how deeply he's been paying attention. But let's not forget about non-verbal compliments. Attraction often reveals itself in subtle ways, like the way his eyes light up when he sees you or how he smiles when you walk into the room. These silent acknowledgments can be even more powerful than words because they're unfiltered. He might not even realize he's doing it, but his body language gives him away. Now, here's an important question. How does he react when someone else compliments you? If he's secretly attracted to you, he'll likely feel a mix of pride and nervousness. On one hand, he'll be thrilled that others are noticing how amazing you are. On the other, he might worry about losing his chance to make an impression. Watch for subtle cues. Does he chime in with his own compliment or try to steer the conversation back to something personal between you two? These reactions can offer valuable insight into his feelings. But what if he's shy or reserved? Does that mean he won't compliment you? Not necessarily. Men who are quieter often show their admiration in smaller, more understated ways. Instead of openly saying you're incredible, he might text you after a conversation to say how much he enjoyed it. Or he might share an article or a song that reminded him of something you said. These subtle gestures carry just as much weight because they show he's been thinking about you even when you're not around. Let's connect this to Stoic dating principles. Stoicism teaches us to value authenticity and intentionality in our interactions. A man who practices Stoicism won't waste words on empty flattery. Instead, his compliments will be thoughtful and deliberate, aimed at building a genuine connection. This is why his words often feel so impactful. They come from a place of sincerity. Here's something else to consider. How does he respond when you downplay his compliments? Many women have a habit of brushing off kind words with a laugh or a dismissive comment, but when a man is truly drawn to you, he'll often double down. If you say, "Oh, it's nothing," he might reply, "No, really, you're amazing at that." This persistence shows that he's not just throwing compliments around. He genuinely wants you to recognize your own value. But what if his compliments make you feel uneasy or unsure of his intentions? This is where self-awareness comes in. Take a step back and ask yourself, are his words making me feel good because they're authentic, or do they feel forced or insincere? Genuine attraction is always grounded in respect and kindness. If his compliments feel manipulative or superficial, trust your instincts and proceed with caution. Before we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect. Have you experienced this kind of specific, thoughtful compliment from someone in your life? If so, how did it make you feel? And did it change the way you saw that person? These are the kinds of questions that can help you decode his intentions and decide what your next move should be. If this resonates with you, let us know. Like this video and comment number 1 below to show you're enjoying this journey of discovering the signs of secret attraction. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights into relationships, attraction, and the art of stoicism in dating. There's so much more to uncover, and the final sign will tie everything together. 5. He gets nervous or excited around you. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed a man stumbling over his words, laughing a little too much, or fidgeting when he's talking to you? Or maybe he's the opposite, overly animated, brimming with energy, as if he's putting on a show just for you. These little behaviors might seem insignificant, but when they happen consistently, they're one of the strongest signs that he's secretly attracted to you. Why does this happen? It's simple. When a man feels something for you but hasn't yet expressed it, his emotions often take over. Even if he tries to stay cool and collected, his body language, tone of voice, and reactions will betray him. These nervous or excited behaviors aren't random. They're the result of him overthinking, wanting to impress you, or simply being overwhelmed by your presence. So, what does this look like? For starters, let's talk about nervousness. Picture this. You're having a conversation with him, and he seems a little distracted, not because he's bored, but because he's hyper-aware of everything happening around him. Maybe he's fiddling with his watch, tapping his foot, or avoiding direct eye contact. These aren't signs of disinterest, they're signs that his feelings are making him self-conscious. He might be overanalyzing every word he says, worried about saying the wrong thing or coming across as awkward. Now, some men channel this nervous energy differently. Instead of retreating inward, they become more animated. He might talk faster, laugh louder, or tell stories with extra enthusiasm, almost as if he's performing. This isn't just to entertain you, it's his way of trying to stand out, to make you notice him. If you find yourself wondering, why is he acting so differently around me? It's probably because your presence is making him feel things he hasn't fully processed yet. But here's where it gets interesting. Nervousness and excitement don't just show up in how he talks. They're written all over his body language. Watch for subtle signs. Does he adjust his hair or clothing when you walk into the room? Does he suddenly stand up straighter, puff out his chest, or position himself closer to you? These are instinctive reactions, almost like his body is saying, "Look at me, I'm right here." And then there are the moments when he tries to regain control. Maybe he takes a deep breath, rubs the back of his neck, or clasps his hands together to steady himself. These micro gestures are clues that his emotions are running high, even if he's trying to play it cool. Pay attention to these subtle shifts, they're often more revealing than anything he says out loud. But let's not overlook his tone of voice. Have you ever noticed how his voice changes when he's talking to you? It might soften when he's being sincere or become slightly higher pitched when he's nervous. He might even stumble over his words or lose his train of thought, as if his brain is working overtime to process both the conversation and his feelings. These vocal cues are powerful indicators of attraction, even if he's not consciously aware of them. Now, let's talk about how this excitement plays out in group settings. When you're in a crowd, does he suddenly seem to light up when you're nearby? Maybe he cracks more jokes, makes bold statements, or tries to take the spotlight. This isn't a coincidence, it's his way of drawing your attention. Even if he's interacting with others, his energy is often directed toward you, whether through quick glances, playful teasing, or engaging you in the conversation. But here's the twist. His nervous or excited behavior doesn't always mean he's confident. In fact, the opposite is often true. A man who's secretly attracted to you might feel unsure of how you see him, which is why he overthinks his every move. He might hesitate before asking you a question, second-guess a compliment, or even appear flustered when you respond in a way he didn't expect. This vulnerability is part of what makes his feelings so endearing. He's letting his guard down, even if he's not fully aware of it. And let's not forget about stoicism. Men who embrace Stoic dating principles often try to maintain a calm and composed exterior, but attraction has a way of breaking through that facade. Even the most stoic man can't entirely suppress his excitement or nervousness when he's around someone he admires. His efforts to stay grounded might make him appear quieter or more reserved, but his subtle actions, like leaning in when you speak, holding your gaze a little longer, or offering thoughtful responses, reveal the truth. So how do you respond when you notice these signs? The key is to be present and attentive. If he's stumbling over his words or acting a little differently, don't rush to judgment. Instead, use the opportunity to connect, smile, laugh, and let him know you're enjoying the interaction. This will help put him at ease and encourage him to open up more. But what if his excitement feels overwhelming? Maybe he's talking too much, interrupting, or trying a little too hard to impress you. In these moments, it's important to set the tone. By staying calm and engaged, you can help balance the energy of the conversation, making it easier for him to relax and be himself. Here's a thought. Have you ever felt butterflies in your stomach when talking to someone you're attracted to? That feeling of nervous excitement is universal. It's a sign that something special is happening. When you notice a man experiencing those same emotions around you, take it as a compliment. It means you're having an impact on him, even if he hasn't fully realized it yet. Before we move on, let's reflect. Have you seen these signs in someone's behavior? Have you ever caught a man acting nervous or overly animated around you? If so, it's time to start paying attention to the patterns. These small moments of vulnerability and excitement are often the clearest indicators of secret attraction. If this resonates with you, like this video and comment number 1 below. It's a great way to share your experience and let others know they're not alone in noticing these signs. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights into relationships, attraction, and stoicism in dating. The journey doesn't end here. There's so much more to explore, and we're just getting started. Let's keep digging deeper into this final sign, as it holds so much power in understanding how attraction plays out in real time. A man's nervousness or excitement around you is like an open book. It tells you everything you need to know without him even realizing it. And the more you observe, the more you'll understand how his feelings are unfolding. Now, let's revisit a classic scenario. Imagine you're sitting across from him at a coffee shop, and as you're talking, you notice he's tapping his fingers on the table or playing with his cup. These aren't just random habits, they're his way of channeling the nervous energy that's building up inside him. He's not doing it because he's bored, he's doing it because your presence has thrown him slightly off balance, in the best way possible. But let's take it up a notch. What happens when he's around you and other people? This is where his excitement really shines. He might suddenly take on the role of the entertainer, cracking jokes, sharing stories, or even going out of his way to impress you. This isn't about showing off for the whole group, it's about making sure you notice him. His energy becomes magnetic, pulling your attention toward him, even if you're not entirely sure why. Here's a question for you. Have you ever caught him sneaking glances at you when he thinks you're not looking? This is one of the most telling signs of his nervous excitement. He's drawn to you, but he's trying to be subtle about it. So subtle, in fact, that he doesn't realize how obvious it actually is. Those stolen glances speak volumes. They say, I can't stop thinking about you, even when I'm trying to act casual. And let's not forget about his laugh. Have you noticed how it changes when he's around you? Maybe it's louder, more frequent, or slightly nervous. Laughter is a powerful way to release tension, and when a man is secretly attracted to you, he'll often laugh at things that aren't even that funny, just because he's so focused on the joy of being in your presence. But what if he's naturally shy? Does that mean he won't show these signs? Not at all. A shy man's nervousness might look different. It might be quieter, more subdued. He might avoid eye contact, speak softly, or hesitate before answering your questions. But make no mistake, his nervous energy is still there, simmering beneath the surface. You'll see it in the way his hands fidget or how he leans slightly toward you, even if he's trying to play it cool. Now, let's bring in Stoicism again because it offers such an important perspective here. Stoicism teaches us to embrace the present moment without letting our emotions take control. But when a man is secretly attracted to you, even the most stoic among them can't completely hide their feelings. His nervousness might be more subtle, and his excitement might be carefully tempered, but the signs will still be there. The key is to look beyond the surface and notice how he adjusts his behavior around you. For example, does he suddenly go out of his way to be helpful or accommodating? Does he offer to carry something for you, hold the door open, or take care of small details you didn't even realize you needed help with? These actions might seem small, but they're his way of channeling his nervous energy into something productive. Instead of sitting there feeling flustered, he's finding ways to show you he cares. Let's also talk about the way he remembers details. Have you ever mentioned something in passing, a favorite book, a type of coffee you like, or a challenge you're facing, only for him to bring it up later? This isn't just a coincidence. It's a sign that even in his nervous state, he's paying close attention to you. He wants to show you that he's invested in who you are, not just in what you look like. But what should you do when you notice these signs? The answer depends on how you feel about him. If you're interested, let your body language reflect that. Smile, make eye contact, and engage him in the conversation. Show him that his effort isn't going unnoticed. But if you're unsure or not interested, it's still important to respond with kindness. Nervousness is a vulnerable state, and the last thing you want to do is make him feel embarrassed or rejected. Here's something to think about. Nervousness and excitement are both rooted in one powerful emotion, anticipation. When a man is secretly attracted to you, he's constantly anticipating your reaction to his words, his actions, and even his presence. This anticipation creates a sense of tension, which can be both exhilarating and terrifying for him. By recognizing this, you can better understand what's driving his behavior. So let's pause and reflect. Have you seen these signs in someone's behavior recently? Have you caught a man acting a little differently around you, more nervous, more animated, or more attentive? If so, it might be time to trust your instincts. His feelings are probably much deeper than he's letting on. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you to like this video and comment number 1 below if you're finding these insights helpful. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more powerful content on attraction, Stoic dating, and the secrets of human connection. We're here to help you navigate these moments with confidence, clarity, and a touch of fun. Now that we've uncovered the 5 signs that a man is secretly attracted to you, it's time to reflect on what this means for your journey in understanding attraction and connection. Attraction can be subtle, complex, and deeply personal, but recognizing these signs helps you navigate the dynamic with confidence and clarity. Whether it's the way he finds reasons to be around you, engages in meaningful conversations, becomes protective, delivers thoughtful compliments, or reacts with nervous excitement, you now have the tools to decode his actions and better understand his intentions. But here's the real magic. This isn't just about him, it's about you. The way you interpret and respond to these signs is a reflection of your own self-awareness and emotional intelligence. The beauty of attraction lies in mutual connection, respect, and authenticity. As you notice these signs, don't forget to ask yourself, how do I feel about this? Does this connection make me feel valued, seen, and excited? And don't worry if things aren't crystal clear right away. Attraction is often a dance of subtle cues and growing understanding. What matters most is how you approach these situations with curiosity, confidence, and kindness. If this video has resonated with you, if you've had those aha moments of recognition, I want to hear about it. Like this video and comment number 1 below to let me know what clicked for you. Share your experiences, your thoughts, or even your questions. I'm here to continue the conversation. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more insights into relationships, attraction, and the fascinating art of Stoic dating. Together, we're building a community where you can explore love, connection, and personal growth with confidence and clarity. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope these insights have given you a new perspective on how men show their attraction and how to navigate these moments with grace. Remember, life is full of surprises, and sometimes the most beautiful connections begin in the most unexpected ways. Until next time, take care, stay confident, and keep shining. You deserve the kind of love that celebrates all of who you are. See you in the next video.